Let's have a look at the left hand of this core melody, the core component of Beethoven's Ode to Joy. One of the things that happens consistently throughout the Simply Music program is we implement something called cross-pollinating. You can imagine like bees in a flower. The bees fly to one flower, they get the pollen, they take it and they drop it to another flower, and they take that and drop it off at another flower. We want to do something that's quite similar. We want to take learning that we've learned before and bring it over to something else. And take that and bring it over to something else. So we're taking advantage of what we've already learned, and it really actually helps the brain. Once the brain is looking at anything for the first time, it's trying to figure out how much learning have I got to do. If we can start to see, oh, you know what, I've already learned this before somewhere else, the brain goes, oh, I get it, so I've actually got less work to do than I thought. Oh, that's no problem. And it actually helps the brain encourage itself to believing that it can achieve things more easily, more rapidly, more successfully, which is in fact exactly what happens. So, cross-pollinating. Let's take an aspect of cross-pollinating and introduce it into Ode to Joy to see how little learning there is involved. I'm dropping into the left hand right now. My left hand, here's middle C. I've got 5 fingers over 5 notes with C on the bottom, and I'm just playing the outside 2 notes. We've done that before, exactly. Now, if you remember, one of the gestures that we did in Night Storm was we had our thumb, it was in a different position, but if you recall, we had our thumb just going up and down. This is very similar to that, except we're flipping it. Instead of the thumb going up and down, it's the pinky that's going down and up. So instead of Night Storm, when it went this way, in Ode to Joy, we're just going this way, back and forward. So I'm playing the outside 2 notes, and then the pinky's going down, and then it's coming up, and then it's going down, and it's coming up, and it's going down, and that's all the learning involved in the left hand. Now, sure, we've got to put it together with the right hand, but look at how simple and straightforward this is. Now, you can pause here, spend a moment just processing the left hand until you've got that down, and then let's have a look and see how we bring it together. We talked with the right hand. I'm going to actually go straight into putting both hands together, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get this. In fact, I am sure you'll be able to get it if you take your time, watch the video, pause where you need to, but just watch how I do this. We had our core melody, which went middle to top to bottom to middle, and then we said these main points of middle, top, bottom, and middle, we doubled up on. In other words, we played them twice. Each time we get to one of those notes where we played it twice, that's when we're going to play one of our left hands. But I've got this concept that I just call first and last. It too is a pattern. And what it means is with each one of those double notes, that's when you're going to play a left hand, but you're going to play the left hand with the first of the double notes, and then the second of the double notes, and then the first of the double notes, and then the second of the double notes. Does it sound convoluted? Maybe, but watch what happens when you look at it. We had a double note here, so the left hand's going to come in with the first of the double notes. Now we had a double note here. This time the left hand's going to come in with the second of the double notes, or the last of the double notes, however you want to put it. I've changed the left hand. I'm coming down to one of my double notes. The left hand's going to play with the first. Here's another double note. It's going to play with the last. Okay, let's watch again. It's first, last. First, last. First, last, first, and this very, very end tail piece, we're going to do 2 left hands with each of these 2 notes. I'll do that again. Watch what I'm doing. One more time. So it's the same left hand. I'm just playing one with each of these last 2 notes. Okay, one more time. And I'm not going to even say anything. I just want you to watch. Remember, the left hand is just doing that simple change, and it's just coming in with the first and then the last of the double notes. I'm going to tuck this out of the way just for observation purposes in the video. And again. Very, very simple, very, very beautiful. There's actually a whole middle section of Beethoven's Ode to Joy, which is very, very beautiful. In fact, we're going to learn how to do that in our enhancement program, if that's something that you ever want to explore. I mean, I'd love you to be a student in our self-study programs, because there's just so much that we can accomplish with this wonderful method. And as we continue to broaden and deepen your repertoire, we can really provide you with such an enormous body of learning tools that will help to accelerate your progress. But you've got a whole world of learning here just in this foundation program, so whatever works for you. I'm excited about this. Let's have a listen to how it sounds in the context of a beautiful instrumental arrangement. Once again, thanks to the fantastic Gordon Harvey. Let's have a listen to this. Repeat it again. Last, first, last. Start again. First, last, first, beautiful. And of course, we've provided you with a whole other cycle so that you don't have to stop there. You can play it through a couple of times. Really beautiful classical piece now that we've added to your repertoire. Very, very simple. The power of shapes and patterns, huh? Who knew when we first started and just looked at that simple middle to top to bottom to middle? Wow. And yet we break it down and it's this fantastic, famous, gorgeous classical piece. It's actually one of the things about having a playing-based method rather than a reading-based program or a technique-based program or playing by ear. The more complicated the music gets, the more often you can see these shapes and patterns. So we're learning a way of learning here that has tremendous benefit as we build this fantastic foundation of tools and strategies and skills that will really going to enable us to develop our musicianship and maximize the likelihood of you acquiring and retaining music as a lifelong companion and the world of benefits that come about as a result.